Hi everybody, welcome to Patty Ponders. My eyes are watering because I'm cutting red onions. Wonder why I'm doing that. Well, two things. I'm going to show you two different ways to make cough syrup. One is alcohol free, which is what I'm doing now. And the other does have alcohol in it. This way you can decide how to administer it. Alcohol is found in NyQuil, not children's remedies. I think used to back in the day, but I don't think so anymore. So, you know, I like to have an option with an alcohol-free recipe as well. So we have people who make thieves oil and all those good things for preventatives, but sometimes you get sick anyway. And when you get sick, you need something that's easy and natural you can afford to do, so you don't have to run to the store all the time, whether you're just home and you can't get to the store, or you really want to do something that's a little more natural, a little less foreign substance mixed in with our medications. I would go with that. People know that that's how I roll anyway. I live in a fifth wheel, so space is really tight. So this is my little area. I have been slicing a red onion and doing the whole thing in a quart jar. And my eyes are watering. Woo, Lord. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a red onion and I'm putting it in, I'm not packing it tightly, I'm just packing it loosely into a quart jar. Red onions are just great. They taste good and everything. You know, I like to put them in most recipes because they're red. I like the lycopenes that are found in them and whatnot. However, you want to make cough syrup. This is not just a cough syrup. This is kind of a stomach remedy as well. Onions are really good for the gut, for gut health. I'm going to show you what I did for the first batch. I have two different bottles of cough syrup here that I've made. I take in this same jar these little soft peppermints. They used to come unwrapped, but now you have to buy them wrapped, I think because of COVID, so everything's wrapped up. So I had to spend a few minutes, unwrap them all. You put them in your jar about halfway to here, and then you put filtered water. I use, this is like a cistern. It's similar to the Berkey pot method rather than a Berkey pot, though I like glass better. But this has a filter that actually makes all my water alkaline, so that if it's tap water, there's had a lot of chlorination in it, all that icky stuff. This makes it more alkaline, which I am grateful for. So I filled it halfway and then I microwaved it for about 1.5 minutes. 2 minutes was too long. It started to overflow a little bit. I ended up cleaning out my microwave. Otherwise you could have seen this too. But we're going to do two methods in one. I took it and then I topped it off. Once I got this full with it, I added a half a bottle of whiskey up to here. And it doesn't matter what brand you use because it's going in with a very hot item, hot fluid, so it doesn't matter because the whole objective is to take that dissolved peppermint, and this makes a great, like a chloroseptic throat spray type. You can do, you don't have to do a lot, like a teaspoon, you can gargle it. It'll help make your throat feel better. To do more of a throat spray version, I prefer making it with vodka. It's a little different in color. This is, I've used it up. I've given them away as gifts this year to people that flu was going around, sore throat, so I just made syrup. They're beautiful gifts. However, this is the same thing, but with equal parts. Made the mint water first, and I added the balance in vodka, just plain vodka. And you can see it gets kind of thick. As it sits, as it cools, it'll get a little thicker, but it will be a syrup. This is great for if you got the flu or you're not feeling good and you're going to take a tablespoon of this. You don't need to make it into a hot toddy. You can. It'd be good with some that and some lemon, but I just take a straight tablespoon and I just kind of chill, wrap up in a blanket and try to feel better. I don't get sick very often, but when I do, it's a doozy. Once this jar is completely cooled, I will switch it out because it is an alcohol base and I like to reuse my rings and my lids to a wooden lid. These are made by Ball. They're beautiful. They fit snug right inside there. But again, I have no children in the house. I live alone, so it's not something that I have to worry about. So this is what we're doing. This is your alcohol-based antiseptic version, because this will be a natural antiseptic for your throat. You got the mint flavor and the sugar that makes a natural syrup, so it will also coat things and help suppress that cough. I don't want you to not cough. You need to cough once in a while because otherwise stuff stays down deep inside. But when you're just throat scratchy and sore, if you're just getting a little bit of a sore throat or your uvula is feeling a little tight and swollen, gargle with a little bit of the vodka blend. I like that for that. But okay, I'm gonna set these over here. I'm making remedies today, homemade remedies, something that I like to do. So my peppermint cough syrup is being transferred to my purple jars. I love purple, as people know. So I have purple jars that I have a label on, and I just keep my peppermint syrups in here. So this is going to be the refill. That'll go into that because it will fit in. So now we're going to do a natural method, and that is using honey. And this is a raspberry honey blend. It's kind of granulated. Got cold this winter in the trailer. Red onions in a quart jar. I'm just going to pack it full. This will make a lot. So let me grab a spatula. I thought I had one out, and I didn't. So let me grab that real quickly. These little stiff spatulas from the Dollar Tree are really great when you're dealing with granulated honey. One thing I've learned, because I do another recipe with this using garlic toes, things like this. This needs, the honey doesn't work well with metal. And that's why when we use a lid, you want to make sure your lid has no scratches, there's no metal exposed, and you've got that rubber seal so that you're creating a nice, healthy lid for it. So, and I need that ring and lid, so I will actually switch this over to this. That's a quart. Woohoo! Yep, that's perfect. So I'm going to put, and it smells really oniony, but it does smell good. I hate microwaving honey when it gets really sugary, crystally like this. But I may have to tonight just to take some of the edge off of it so I can break it down a little bit. Wouldn't do a lot. You don't want to kill the properties of honey. You just don't want to. As a beekeeper, as you know, I was a beekeeper for a while before I had to move into the city. I will have bees again. I have my hives waiting to go. But, and I don't write a script here. I'm just talking because that's what pondering is. It's just kind of thinking and talking off the cuff. But I literally learned so much about honeybees. They have natural properties. Honey heals your skin when you have cuts and scrapes. The immune boosting properties are pretty impressive as well. There we go. Let's get as much as I can. I'm trying not to heat it up because I don't want to cook it. I just want to get it in here. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to fill this jar. With honey. It's kind of messy, so just kind of something to get used to. Just wash your hands. Wash your hands before, wash your hands after. But make sure your honey is raw and filtered. Unfiltered, you do not want that propolis and all those little extra goodies filtered out of it. The best type to buy is the kind that has everything in it. Little bits of, you might even have, that red stuff that the honeybees used to stick their hives together. It's called propolis. It's made with Everclear sometimes in a tincture that you can spray on wounds, like a wound spray, and it's amazing. It works phenomenally. So there's a lot you can do with honey, and I'm all about working with honey as much as possible. I don't know that I'll have enough honey to make the other recipe, but I can certainly show you what I do. And that way, next time when I have enough honey, I'm gonna have to go buy another jar. This was given to me as a gift, by somebody who was just very kind. $20 for this jar, which is actually not bad considering I've made several home remedies out of it. And I will reuse my onions. This will get so soupy and thin and viscous that I can pour it off into a jar as an actual syrup, as an actual syrup. Getting my vocabulary in check here. And then I'll reuse the onions again. Benefit that you guys don't realize is this onion flavored honey is also really good when you bake a chicken. Just drizzle it on top after you're done to add a little honey onion flavor. Ooh, it's yummy. Same with garlic. You can do the same thing there. Oh, that's good honey. So what I'm doing now is I'm pushing it down into the onions. It'll take a bit to break down, but when it does, it'll get almost watery. And I have some garlic that I've done that with that I'll show you the consistency. I thought I would just let you see what that looks like. Because you can take a jar and fill it with garlic, cloves, and do the same thing. Pack it with honey. And that's just more of a health, like a natural vitamin. And it's delicious. The longer they sit, the more transparent the garlic cloves become. And they're just so good. So, so good. I cheated and I bought peeled garlic because I don't want to go to work tomorrow and have people smell garlic all over me. It's kind of offensive considering I have to work really close to people, and that part might not be the best. So I would plan this on a weekend, maybe before if you're not getting around a ton of people. It'll be gone in the next day or so, but you don't want to do it the night before work and smell like you just came out of an onion patch. Oh, I love the smell of onions. They make me hungry. Okay, I don't want to waste this. There we go. All right, so here it is. It's going in. And these little Dollar Tree spatulas are fantastic because you can use them in such a neat way. They've got, they make your scraping easier. They're firm and they're hard. Plus you can clean them off easy right off the jar into the container. So let me put a lid on this and show it to you. So I've just packed it in there. I'm going to get more honey tomorrow because this is going to go all the way down, but this will actually turn very, very soupy. And it'll turn into a viscous. This will get really watery and this will start dripping down, and it'll infuse all the juice from these onions because there's juice sitting in here. I'll set it out. I won't put it in the fridge till later because I want it to sit and just get kind of drippy. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like with garlic. Again, I'm a purple jar person, so that makes it hard to see. So I'm going to put it in a cup to show you what I have right here. So these jars, you take a bag of garlic cloves like this, just take them, dump them in a jar. I recommend you poke holes in them so that they get kind of, I don't like to use metal, but so that they get kind of aerated so that they can fill up. So when you put the garlic in here, you get this texture like this. And I'm going to show you how syrupy this is. Look at that honey. It's just amazing, but it tastes good. It tastes amazing. I'm going to put a garlic clove in a little cup here. This is really good on chicken as well. You just poke them in there and that's so good. It is so good for you too. So it's a sticky mess in the beginning till you get it done, but you put it in like this and it starts out thick like this, but then it starts getting thin. It's already starting to get thin and run down the sides of the jar. But then you've got this beautiful, you can see it in the jar where it just kind of moves around. When it starts to get empty, you leave the juice in these. It's called Legacy. And when you take that out, you top off with more honey, but you add more garlic and you just keep doing that over and over. It's kind of like some of the old kimchi jars, the big jars where they never take anything out. They just add to and they just make a water seal so that nothing gets in. That's important. So check this out. I'm going to show it to you. Isn't that neat? It just kind of runs like that. Here's the garlic clove. So good. So good. Delicious. I'm not going to waste that. It's too good. Be healthy. Be well. Be resourceful. Be sustainable. Be conscious of your own health, but most of all, be kind. Morris and I say goodbye. Love you.